Welcome to Shodan 1197. My name is Roger Grimes. In this video, we're going to be talking about philosophy that is applied to the martial arts but learned outside the martial arts. Now, this comes from a challenge that a couple of my friends in the martial arts have put upon each other, and they wrap my name into this too. So I was like, okay, I'll do a video for them. So we got my one friend here, he's got the channel called Sifu Kyle Russell. And then someone I'm really getting closer to is Gary Gilliam from Ki Karate. So the philosophy I'm going to do today basically comes from my first job when I was 15 years old, before I even did the martial arts. I'm running around trying to get my job done. My manager said to me, hurry up and slow down. I'm like, what do you mean hurry up and slow down? He did not explain it to me, but then I thought about it. It made total sense. And I use this not just in the martial arts, I use this in my life too. I think about it. How many times are we running around trying to get things done, but we're getting nothing done because we're too busy, trying too hard? So now I apply that to the martial arts. So I want to be more efficient. Let's put it that way. So I learned efficiency through that statement. So I wanted to become more efficient. How do you do that? Is in your training. So I analyze things. I don't really talk about philosophy too often. I just show and do. I might be telling you how to do it, which is technically could be philosophy in there, but I don't break it down as philosophy. So basically what I'm going to do is say a reverse punch. I just come out here and go, ugh, trying to punch out there. Too tense. Okay, so now I want to be more efficient. Instead of going here, I get more power when I am looser and then come out. There's a Chinese name for this, where you come loose and hit. I can't remember it. Fa Zhang, I think it's called. But basically, I try to use a little bit of that without even knowing I was tapping into that until someone was telling me about it. I'm like, oh, really? So I'm in the right neighborhood. But basically, I just look for more efficiency. So I want power. I'm taking too much muscle to get there, so I loosen it. I move better. I think about, like, if something falls off of a counter, you just reach out and grab it. You're not tense, then go to grab it, and then you get there. Well, that's some of the fastest that we move, is when we do that reactionary catch. Just no thought about it. And that's where I started thinking with my punches. So instead of coming out, I kind of snap my punch. So I'm here. So I'm going to come in here. So now, it might not be this pushing power. Yeah, you see I put this on the bags. I don't like punching these soft bags when I'm trying to do this. When I'm hitting, I can feel it hit. But what happens when you're hitting a person, that energy, they can feel it travel through. It's different than hitting this bag. That's why I like to hit these. This is actually a piece of, like, my old mat from the dojo that I had, and then a phone book wrapped up. So I put these in. Sometimes I'll hit just direct the phone book. But hurry up and slow down. I see guys winding back, coming out here. By the time you pull your hand back, you punch them in the face. Here. And same thing with my back fist. I don't always go here. A lot of times I just snap it. So it's in the training. How do you become more efficient? Here's what I do a lot of times is practice. I close my hand with a whipping action. That's all I'm doing. Now if I use a little bit of arm into there and then get that, that's where you get more power to that. Now, how do you get more power to this? If you go into the body, pop your hip into it. So now if I'm here, I'm coming out. If I just did this here, when I come in, I get more power. So now, I took the one theory, added to something else that's already been there. The philosophy has been there, that theory's been there to punch like this. I just didn't know I was tapping into. I started analyzing what I was doing. Another thing I do is I wanted to be able to kick better. So I get real close to the guy. Or, try to kick him in the body from toe to toe. How did I start that? I started with the heavy bag. Hit like that. Oh, I had no power. Then I started getting it, and all of a sudden, I realized a couple things I was doing to make it more efficient. If I'm too close, look, I can still be close, but this foot's wider. Now I can lean away from them. I get my power, I can generate that. So I look for efficiency. That is my philosophy that I've taken. There's a couple other ones I could probably think about too. I can tell you another one that I use as a philosophy, but it actually ties in with this efficiency too. Is when I was a kid, I remember playing like this football game on Nintendo with my dad. And every time I would be on the defensive, or when I was on defense, I would always put together, no matter what play I was doing, I pretty much did a field goal lineup. So I was defending against a field goal almost every time. So then what I would do from there, I had that field goal lineup because my guys would be closer to my dad. I knew my hands were a little quicker too, so I just started pushing the buttons forward, changing character, and just getting all these characters running. And what they would do is sack his quarterback. And my dad would get mad because I kept doing that over and over and over to him. But he wouldn't change and wouldn't do anything different. And I just kept coming at him with it. So now with fighting, you can come in and overwhelm a guy, but you can come in there foolish too. Like I said, hurry up and slow down. You can be hurrying up, coming in fast. Then someone knocks you out, which I've been knocked out before because of just trying to get in there and a guy step back, boom, knocked out. So that's why you need that efficiency. So where you get that efficiency, it's not always about how you throw the strike, but it's also where you're stepping, seeing things. It's opening your eyes. So then I go to the reference of driving. So now when I'm fighting, here's a third one now. I'm giving you three now. When I'm driving, since I drive for a living now, I don't look just in front of me. I look out. So I can see ahead of me, ahead of the other cars. But I also don't sit so close to the steering wheel and I'm not so leaned back. I make sure I have the side mirrors in my view. So I can drive forward here and on my peripheral, I can see the side mirrors. If the car's coming up, I can even see, the rear view mirror, see what's coming in the rear view mirror. So I can open up the big picture, which actually, by that habit, it saved me a lot of times. I've noticed people coming running up at me, almost hit me, and then there's one time I was going on vacation with my wife. This truck was driving on us so fast. It was late at night. No one else was on the road, but we were in a construction zone. I couldn't just get over. They were just coming up like this, and I just floored it. And then they were still right up on me. And then I finally got a little more distance and then saved us. But that's from having that visuals opening. Same thing with martial arts. When I'm lined up with a character, I'm not just looking at a certain area. I fix my vision around shoulder height because I don't need to see too much above him, but I need to see the legs. I'm here, so I visualize that. Then I open up the span here. So this is with me, one guy. Now I can also pay attention to the room. As I'm talking right now, I can see the bag over here. I see the doorway over there. I can see the wall here. I see the bag there, the doorway there. There's a bag there. There's a bag there. There's my phone there. I can see all this stuff because of that theory of driving. So the philosophy from driving, I also apply to the martial arts when I'm sparring. That's why when sometimes you'll see some of my sparring videos, sometimes you see I'm really on with the video. And I just don't want to be touched. It's hard to touch me if I really don't want to be touched because of that visual. And then also when I said hurry up and slow down. Or I see the right timing because of the visual. That's where I overwhelm. There's the shock and awe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little philosophy video. So talk to you guys later. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. If you haven't bought my book, Lessons from the Cage, yet, come on, go buy that book. It's a great motivational book. It's not a how-to book, but it's a great recommended quick read too. It's not a very long book. It's a power read. Check it out. And God bless you.